And nothing tips off a broadcast like getting the lowdown from the sidelines. And we've got David Aldridge there for that. David, good evening.
Well, Kevin, Heat coach Eric Spoelstra has worked his way up from the bottom, and he's still one of the most driven people you'll meet. He said, "I hate this quality, but I can go to dark levels when we lose. I'm inconsolable. Then I get this crazy, intense focus, desperate not to be embarrassed again. That dark spot is what I tap into. Creativity comes from there." Kevin?
Thanks, D.A. That effort permeates through the entire team. Well, the Heat have had a lot of success since their inception, 3 titles as a team. In fact, Brent, you'd be hard-pressed to find just one great moment for a team as they've had so many.
Well, the thing is, Kevin, they've had so many different ways in which they've constructed the team. Dwayne Wade in his prime, Shaq coming along in the later stages of his career, and then obviously having LeBron James in South Beach for a few years didn't hurt their chances of appearing in the NBA Finals. But it's the what next factor for the rest of this franchise and how quickly they can maintain Eastern Conference dominance.
Now let's take a look at Denver's opening lineup. They've got Porter. Jokic is out there with Gordon. Then there's Murray. And it's Caldwell Pope in at the 2 spot.
Incredible spring off the floor there for a power forward, and he needs that as an undersized big.
Now here's Butler. To the middle, goes up. It's tipped. Murray with it. Down low, here's Gordon, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Well, that's just sweet passing there from Murray, keeping his eyes open and finding the open man.
On offense, here are the Heat. We've played just over a minute here in the first. Passes it to Hesse. Here's Vincent. Gets a very good look and converts.
To leave a guy like that wide open from range, big mix-up.
Now here's Murray. Tries from the block. The shot, no good. And Miami the other way now. And there's a little bit of a question as to where Jamal Murray will line up in the NBA. He's played both point guard and shooting guard in the past and has the skills to play either position comfortably.
And I think Murray has shown he can play the shooting guard proficiently. But it'll be interesting if this team sees him as a point guard long term. Didn't play that at UK, so a bit behind the curve in that sense. But with his scoring, however, you just want him on the floor no matter where he lines up.
And Caldwell Pope gets the basket.
Almost perfect in the game to start, 3 of 4.
He'd have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Martin the screen, kicks to Butler. Gordon with the defensive effort.
The defense arrived just in the nick of time to throw him off there. So fortunate he missed that one, guys.
Gordon a screen. And he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Gordon's got 6 points. And so here is Miami. They trail by 3. Outside Butler. Lets it go with a 3. That doesn't go either for Butler. The Nuggets have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Butler with the steal. A shot. Hits the front of the rim and out.
He just doesn't seem to be himself shooting the ball right now, guys. Just looks a tad bit uneasy, and that's affecting the result.
Now here's Murray. Jokic inside. 2 points. That one goes. Jokic has got his first points in this one.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him. Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Fearless, despite the size mismatch, took it right to him.
Here's Jokic. It's good.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
They have a chance to go 2 for 1 here.
Let's see how they play the clock.
Vincent the pass to Hesse. There's the pick. He kicks to Butler. They get the rebound. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. That one on Caldwell Pope. Miami shooting their first free throws of this game.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws. I'm sure they were hoping for better than that.
First free throw is good, so both teams making some changes here. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. 19 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Here's Brown. Pass to Jokic. The shot's good. Brown making the play. Jokic just got his second basket.
And it looks like he might just be on his A game today, Clark.
Man, that guy coming out firing, who knew? Exactly what we expected.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Nuggets on top. They lead by 5. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter. And a guy who seems to improve every season, Jimmy Butler. He spoke with us about one of his biggest surprises.
It's crazy because I never thought that anybody would be preparing to guard me night in and night out. But they do. I have to learn to cope with that and still find a way to be successful on both ends of the floor. And it's a learning curve for me also, but I'm figuring it out.
And hard to doubt the dedication of Jimmy Butler. He's found a way to overcome obstacles at each important point along the way.
You know, he's a self-made player, and if Butler can stay healthy, boy, the sky's the limit.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. What do you guys think about the Nuggets out here in this one?
They come out the gates here strong and put together just a solid first quarter.
Well, they've carved out a nice little advantage here, really by dictating the pace early on.
They've got Lowry, and it's Martin, and it's the 4. That's the group in the game for the Heat.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one. Here's Hesse. Left side Lowry. Off the screen. Count the basket. Well, Brent, they say great offense beats great defense. It certainly is a tall task trying to stop the greats from scoring in this game. What is tougher from a defensive standpoint than to stop a great player? It just seems like there's so many different options and different ways a team or an individual can play it.
Defenses have to have the ability, Kevin, to make reads and get on the same page with regards to stopping the greatest players in the game. One player can't do it, so oftentimes we're talking about committing 2 defenders. What can the 3 guys on the back line of defense do against some of the game's greatest, and how is it that they can move on the string, read one another, and reassemble themselves within a possession? That is a tremendous skill that needs to be practiced, honed, and that's where great defenses gain confidence.
Well, I think communication probably is the priority when you begin that process.
It always starts with the talking, and that's where you see some of the greatest defenses have guys on the back line, the bigs pointing in certain directions, making sure they're directing traffic to make sure the problem areas on any possession are covered.
Now here's Jackson. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. In the corner, it's Gordon. Launches it. Drains the three-pointer.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
The Heat trailed by 8. Second quarter, we're a little over a minute and a half in. Lowry kicks to Stuckey. And again, it's the Heat missing. For Denver, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field here to open the second quarter.
And you talk about a scorer who can just get red hot. Jamal Murray is that guy. Once he hits a few from deep, he just gets in his groove and can pick apart a defense. Will attack the rim and mix it up on offense. If the D starts to overplay his jump shot.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, we know Jimmy Butler made a big bet on himself back in 2014. He turned down the Bulls' 4-year, $44 million contract extension offer. It paid off. After a breakthrough season, he signed a new contract, a max deal for 5 years and $95 million. Instead of his decision, I was nervous. I'm not going to lie to you, but everything I put myself through, I knew what I was capable of.
He's come a long way, David. Thank you. That one misses. And with Murray, even in his short college career at Kentucky, he has shown that he can absolutely take over a game with his offense.
Yeah, there were a few games for him with the Wildcats where he just looked to be playing against fifth graders the way he was scoring. Can still get cold from the outside and struggle like anyone else, but when he is on, he is a force of nature on the offensive end.
Man among boys, you're right, Gio.
That's one of his best attributes, is his passes hit guys in stride.
And stolen by Love. The feed to Lowry. 1:25 left in the first half of the game. Oladipo misses. The Nuggets leading by 8. Here's Murray. Round kicks to Jackson. Shot from free throw range. That one a little long.
And that was a difficult shot from mid-range simply because the defense was engaged.
And good defenders know it's about angles. Got great position and really bothered the release point.
And you think about the Nuggets over the years, a lot of great wing players, Brent, for this franchise. Current roster is very heavy with wing players right now, but they've had stars like Melo and Iguodala in the recent past.
Historically, the Nuggets have had some great small forwards. Think about Alex English playing in the 80s, probably the best Nugget of all time, and David Thompson, another great Nugget from the past.
That free throw good from Kevin Love. And Miami making a change here. Butler's checked in. Both free throws good from Kevin Love.
And for the Heat last season, they seemed to have a very defensive approach to how it is that they wanted to play. Challenged every shot, did well on their rotations, and they definitely limited their opponents' scoring by slowing down the pace of the game.
The Heat trail by 6. The pass to Butler. That's in there. Love with the assist. Butler's got his second bucket of the game to go. Denver's gone 1 of 4 from three-point range in the second. Not a whole lot dropping out there for them. As you said, the Heat pride themselves on their defensiveness and one of the best teams in the league, Brent, in opposing points per game.
Well, it shows you just how great a unit they are defensively, but you can't just have athleticism and tenacity on the defensive end. You have to have great communication on the back line, and I think that that's where the credit to the coaching staff has to go. They've gotten these guys to talk to each other on that end of the floor, and that's reaping some huge dividends.
And here's Jackson. From deep three-point range. And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Nuggets lead by 1. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thank you. Aaron, you all have played at a high level so far. What has worked for you?
We're just sticking to the game plan. You know, our coaches really drew up something good for us. You know, they wrote it out, and we're sticking to it, and we're executing very well.
Yeah, that's obvious the way you all have played. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, David, and we'll step away briefly, but get you right back out here for the start of the third quarter after this break.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Time to review the first half of action. A pretty close game for the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. They saw their lead grow to a high water mark of 5 in the period. They were outscored by just a bit in the second quarter as they go into the break now holding just a 1-point advantage. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, their ball movement was phenomenal. Now, they're in good position to win this game, in large in part because of those assists. And this is the thing, Ernie. When you win as a team, you feel better about everything that happens.
And over to Shaq. What'd you think about Miami?
Well, I'll tell you what I saw in the first half, Ernie. 3 things. Soft defense, not enough pressure, but they can still win this game. They need to ramp it up. Was that 2 or 3? Doesn't matter. You understand, Ernie.
And that'll do it as the second half is just about ready to begin. Back to Kevin Harlan. We will see you after the game. Hey, watch yourself.
I'm celebrating. We're the best.
A great look at American Airlines Arena right on the shores of Biscayne Bay as we welcome you back to Miami. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. A fantastic game from Aaron Gordon in this one.
I tell you what, though, it's going to be important to see if they can slow him down in the second half, because so far they have not had anybody that can disrupt his rhythm down low.
So let's think about the options. You front him or you bring the quick double team. But yeah, he's having a monster game in the post.
Teams try not to base their offense around isolation scoring, but it sure is a nice luxury, Brent, for a team to have players who can make something out of nothing, manufacture points.
Well, all of a sudden, Kevin, when the ball swings around and there's nothing there, that's when coaches rely on the incredible creativity and scoring ability of some of the game's best. Being able to shake their primary defender loose, cause a secondary action, and then make the play. Invaluable to have breakdown offensive players.
Second underway. Here's who Mike Malone's got on the floor. Murray out there with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And there's Gordon. And it's Nikola Jokic. And it's Porter in at the 3, the small forward. And here are the Heat now, following the miss by Aaron Gordon. Dishes it to Butler. Here's the floater. Good on the bucket. Butler's got the first basket of the third quarter for the Heat.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Now Murray. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard.
Very lazy defense there, but luckily they got bailed out by the missed shot. He won't miss many of those opportunities.
Here's Vincent. It's a one-point game. Outside Butler. 6 to shoot. That's at 5 from 18. And it's Miami with another. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. You know, Greg, when Jimmy Butler is out there, you have to be aware of just how explosive a player he can be. When he turns it on and gets in that groove and feels the rhythm, he can completely take over a game with his scoring.
And Kevin, I'm sure you remember that 53-point outburst he had last season. Butler has games where he has everything that kind of just falls into place. And he gets his scores in so many ways, but usually when he goes off, it's because he's getting to the free throw line.
And it's the Heat with the ball. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Clock at 4. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
The Heat shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. And the first one drops.
Still believe that the Nuggets play their best when the ball is moving around. They rely on ball movement to create shots and open up opportunities. They don't have a lot of great isolation players.
That one misses, so he goes 1 for 2. And with the Nuggets being at their best when their assist numbers are so high, that's been a trend for them for nearly a decade.
The Nuggets have not had an all-star in some time, and they are best when relying on one another. That builds a lot of team chemistry and a lot of team confidence. A high number of their baskets were assisted on last year, and you love playing with a selfless team.
Here's Vincent following the basket by Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Shot off the pick. Porter pulls it in.
Yeah, good tough D there to get a hand up and force that miss.
Got right up in his jersey. I thought they actually traded for him. Didn't allow separation. Just a terrific effort.
Caldwell-Pope dishes to Murray. No one near him. Unable to get that one.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Butler against Porter. Right side, Butler. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Butler's got 6 points in the quarter.
Now he's getting anything he wants out there. He has this look in his eyes that says, nobody's going to stop me, not tonight. Now
here's Murray. Not a lot of room. And there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
Well, time and score, you just can't have a costly error right now at this point in the game, guys.
And the idea of setting a screen on that play was right, but just poor execution.
Kyrie, he's checked in for the Heat. Denver also making some changes. Reggie Jackson comes in for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, and it's Brown in for Murray. And Miami has possession. Just 4 points. That's all they've given up here in the second half. Brown against Lowry. Inside. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Well, the Nuggets have been a force on the offensive glass for quite some time, and you know what, Brent, last year was no different.
Well, interesting, Kevin, because in the modern game, a lot of teams shying away from sending multiple players into offensive rebound as it affects your transition defense and your ability to set up. So we'll see if that trend continues for the Nuggets, but they do have quick athletic guards that can punish you on the glass.
The first free throw is good.
And the Heat making some trades last season to get underneath that luxury tax threshold. They reset the clock on the dreaded repeater tax, which absolutely hammers teams for being over the tax for consecutive years.
So he gets them both. And Brent, as you look at how the Heat have moved to get under the cap, and even with the tax ramifications, they brought in Joe Johnson. It's become a big consideration for teams.
Well, there's no doubt that the penalty with regards to the tax doubling up and sometimes tripling up what it is that franchises will pay for going over that luxury threshold is affecting the decision making of the general managers around the league. But this huge boost in salary cap space, Kevin, that's going to raise some eyebrows as well. And he is struggling mightily, but his teammates in this one have picked him up.
Jackson passes to Brown. Back to Jackson. For the lead. He got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Miami ahead, leading by a point. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. Let's listen in on what Eric Spoelstra had to say to his team.
Trust each other these last minutes, okay? Work for a great shot. Don't settle.
We welcome you back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter. The Heat with the lead. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. And for Miami, looking who they've got out there. They've got Martin, and it's Lowry in at the point. And it goes down 2 points.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Nuggets shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Brown down low. He's guarded by Stuckey. It's good on the putback.
Hard work.
In soft hands, guys, that's what made that play possible.
No simple offensive rebound there. Going for the tip-in. Here's Hesse. He dishes it to Lowry. Pass to Stuckey. Jokic defending. Outside Lowry. Stolen by Jackson. And here comes Jackson leading the fast break. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Well, the problem for the Nuggets last season was their defense. They had a hard time forcing their opponents to take bad shots. Active on the defensive end, but not quite enough force.
Aaron Gordon, he's checking in for Denver. Murray comes in for Jackson. And with the Nuggets, Brent, they could defend at the rim, right at the top in terms of block shots as a team, but that didn't translate into defensive success.
Well, the block shots are one thing, Kevin, but retaining possession after the block shot is really the most important part. So as much as Denver has the defensive presence around the rim, it's still about collecting those blocks and then turning over teams and getting possession for yourself.
Clock is at 3. Lowry from outside, and the Heat, another 3. There is just no way to tell who is going to pull this one out.
When you've had this many lead changes, you're looking to see which one of those plays is going to be a momentum swinger.
Murray, good.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Lowry with the ball. Here's Hesse. Martin the screen. Hesse passes to Martin. On its way from Stuckey for 2. Another shot. Yes! And the foul.
Good.
It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, how about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
Green, he's checked in for Brown. And we're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter now.
Inside 2 minutes. Inside post.
Now here's Murray. Caldwell Pope outside. To the wing on the left. And he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
Now is not the time to be giving him that kind of shot.
Well, there never really is, but you're right, especially coming down the stretch of a tight game. He's a guy you got to pay much closer attention to defensively.
It's deflected. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here, we're just over 2.5 minutes into it. Lowry, good. Lowry's got 5 points in the quarter.
Big time basket there on the inside. I mean, he had to get that one up and over the big guy.
Seemed extremely focused on that hoop the whole way. You could see it in his eyes. Was not going to be denied.
Now here's Caldwell Pope. 1:05 left in the fourth quarter. Just 5 on the clock. The dish to Gordon. And tie game. That is a huge basket right there.
What a bucket at one of the more crucial moments of the game.
That is showing a very steady hand with the pressure dialed to 11.
Now here's Lowry. Cutting the screen. Lowry passes to Hesse. There's 39 seconds left in the game. Back to Lowry. Fires from deep. Green with the rebound. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Caldwell Pope kicks to Murray. got 22 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Caldwell Pope outside. Shoots from the line. It's good!
Timeout. And they've got a foul to give here if they need it.
And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 2. 11 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Inside. Martin dishes to Lowry. Butler at the elbow to force OT and closing the shot even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
So the first one drops, and that narrows the gap to 1. And so Butler nails both of them.
How fantastic was that? One mistake and the game's over, but he gets it done.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They could win it. Oh, couldn't sink the shot, and we're going to overtime. Regulation is ended, and we're heading to overtime. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.